well, that was quick. We just had the 35th anniversary of Warhammer 40k, and it's important to say it was the 35th anniversary because basically there wasn't much nostalgia talk apart from the intro where they showed up the past editions, which was nice. They basically could have show all those reveals in any given stream, so that was a little bit of a letdown, especially since, I don't know if you guys remember, but a few months ago GW released the third edition starter set without the rules, the models alone, Black Templars versus Drukhari, and I think that they could have just kept it for now and just make it gain some nostalgia points basically.
Yes, they could have done something special for this anniversary. Basically any set.
Yes.
My idea, for example, was to make a set with Space Marines because they are a fan favorite. For example, a set with 10 Space Marines, and each of them would be from different era. Yeah. So Mark 1 to Mark 10.
Yeah, that would be really nice. But basically any set, like GW has such a huge collection of good sculpts through the ages, and they didn't even bother to do made to order.
Exactly. Another good option would be to put some unique, those special sets again made to order.
Yes, even if not the whole starters, I would love, and I would really love to have one last chance to order Marneus Calgar
with
and the
Honor Guard.
Yes, because I really dig the Terminator sculpt, but I wasn't really into Space Marines back when he was a thing. I'm still missing it. However, speaking of old set that I missed and I was really sad about, there are some new releases, and one of those sets are really close to my heart. It's something that I was really considering for a long time. So let's just go through what Games Workshop showed us today. So the first one was
Cadia Box Set.
Yeah, the Cadia Stance Box Set. And here is a fun trivia about us. Our first box was actually the starter, the Assault on the Black Reach, so the 5th edition starter. But the first standalone kit was Cadia Battle Force back then.
Yes.
And the content of that Battle Force was nearly identical to this new Cadia Stance, because it was Command Squad, 2 Shock Troops, Sentinel, and it was Heavy Weapon Squad back then.
Yes.
So yeah, they could have bring the heavy weapons to this one. However, I'm actually glad that they used the new ordnance batteries, because I really love those. I love big bases under the models, which may be a little, over the top. Like you could actually put the weapon on the base and then have infantry models stand around. It would be probably better for games to deploy, but it just looks more spectacular, like almost a diorama with big heavy weapons. So yeah, what do you think about the new sculpts, by the way, for the Cadia?
I will want to check how they compare with existing Cadians, because I think they look now much more bulkier with all this equipment. Like I think that the models are still in the same scale, but there is so much more detail.
Yes, there's a lot of going on them.
Yes.
Like all those straps, the extra baggages, extra things. And I'm also curious about the scale, because they seem to be taller actually. So I don't know how they will stack with the existing troops. And since we were collecting Imperial Guard back then, I have quite a lot of infantry. My idea was, if they won't look, too much out of place, to use the old models as a conscripts. Basically, to have a huge pile of them and use the new ones as a new infantry. I'm also a little disappointed with the Guard release, that they basically showed us few new things that we heard from the rumors that were coming, but they could have actually made a whole preview only about the Imperial Guard, because we know that there are more things coming. They even said that we are only halfway through, but also they already previewed Ursula Creed, And in my opinion, they should have, make the lore master talk about her, show her again, maybe different builds for her, and, to give us some more background about her, because she may be a really interesting character. And
also we know that Rogaldorn battle tank is coming, so it's another missed opportunity.
Yeah. So.
But as you said, it should be standalone Cadia Stance preview.
Yes.
Because there is it is like a whole range revamp.
Yes.
Because those core units are getting new sculpts.
Yes. And obviously it's another missed opportunity. But this is in general for Astra Militarum, that they are focusing again on the Cadia regiment. It would be absolutely fantastic to bring at least one kit or upgrade spruce of some kind to other regiments. They did, however, sneak peek a little rule bit that you can now field different regiments. And the way that it works is actually that you don't get individual rules for them, but you can choose 2 rules from regiments that you are deploying. So if you're fielding Death Corps of Krieg, Cadia, and say Katachan, you can choose from those 2 regiments to be applied to your whole army, as far as I understand it, which is really nice because flexibility is cool. And it comes to the one kit I want to talk in a moment. I think we can talk already about the kill team.
Yes.
Okay, so the new kill team is called
Shadow Vaults.
Yes, and it's actually quite exciting one.
Yes, it contains
Yeah.
It contains
Kasrkin. This is a tongue twister. Kasrkin, because Cadia's strongholds, the mostly fortified cities, are called casters or something like that. So they are basically dwellers of those strongholds. And this is the kit I was dreaming about since forever. I think that
since we began playing 40k.
Because before we start playing 40k, before we got into it, we were actually thinking about making a terrain piece of our actual city and make some skirmishes. And we thought that the guard sculpts, especially the car screen, would fit really well in such a game. So we actually got into 40k because of this, and we actually expanded quite a lot. We have almost every army now. But the Kasrkin models, they were metal. They never went to Finecast. And there was this era when we started, basically 2011?
Yes, something like that.
That Games Workshop soon introduced Finecast, and they were moving away from metal. So we were really reluctant to get the metal kits. We were hoping for, plastic, obviously, but even the Finecast models were making more unified army. And still the Kasrkin were an unit that I really was considering, despite that they were metal. They were just so good looking one, and I think that they did them absolute justice, and especially with the new equipment and the rules, because they said that the Kasrkin can basically do what Deathwatch can and use their own Cadia regiment rules, and also you choose another regiment rule for them to have on top of that, and it can really allow you to tailor your list to the current situation to make it all-rounder list. And I'm really, really excited about the Kasrkin, and I also play Necron. That's why this set is so appealing to me, but it's also appealing to you because you're into terrain.
Yes, so we've bought Into the Dark Kill Team box set, and it contains a lot of really cool and beautiful quality, and really useful terrain that you can arrange in whatever way you like.
It's so modular. It's actually great, and Peter is currently still working on it, so we will bring some content with this terrain, definitely some games in it, probably even also kill team games, but
yes,
we will soon be able to play regular 40k on it, but that in a moment. Can I tell about your plan with this, what you want to do?
Yes, so I plan to make a whole spaceship using this Into the Dark Kill Team terrain, but not only the inside of the ship, but with all...
Basically a full ship.
Yes.
Basically full ship, and this idea was, hovering around even before the box. So when the box came out, even though we weren't playing Kill Team, Peter was, oh god, I need to buy it, and
yes,
so we did, and now we are...
And for me, it's really great news that in another Kill Team box we get again the same terrain, because it will be very useful for me to make a full-scale diorama.
Yes, basically diorama, but also a playable one, which would be really
exactly.
cool. And for me, as a mostly player, it's fantastic news that we will be able to use this terrain, this whole set, to play regular games of 40k. Although at a smaller scale.
So we can start to talk about the third news.
Yes.
So the Arcs of Omen.
Yes.
So
basically the new Psychic Awakening.
Yes, but done in a completely different way.
Yes.
Even Games Workshop said and written in the news that they got feedback from the fans.
Yes. Changing it to the way that they only bring a new expansion to the rules. The way that there was Cities of Death, etc. Which actually may mean that it will still work with 10th edition. Because the codex will get updated, but these are, extra rules for the game itself. So this is super cool.
And it's important to state that it's not like Warzone Nephilim or Nachmund.
Mm-hmm.
It's just another way to play.
Yes.
So you can also play a normal 40k games, but now you got an opportunity to play it different way on the Space Hulks.
Basically a Zone Mortalis from the Horus Heresy, which was, I believe, fan favorite. We didn't get deep enough into the Horus Heresy game to enjoy it, but I'm really excited about now.
Back then, the Zone Mortalis sets, tiles were made out of resin, I guess. By Forgeworks, so it was really expensive. Of course, a new Zone Mortalis came with Necromunda.
Yeah.
So it's now much more affordable. But back then it was a bit of struggle to get it.
Yeah. But now Peter told me that you can combine because they are similar size scale. You can combine the Zone Mortalis from Necromunda with the models, with the terrain from the Into the Dark and this new Arcs of Covenant. Arcs of Covenant?
Arcs of Omen.
Arcs of Omen. So you can combine those sets, so we will probably use some extra, there is this elevator piece, which I think would be great to go from the hangar area of the ship to the command center, but these are my ideas and this is Peter's project, so I'm really excited what he will do with it once he finishes.
Once you mentioned it, it is exactly my plan, so I want to make a double deck ship.
Yeah.
So there will be an elevator.
Okay, so that's great because I love this bit, but also I think that will be really interesting to have this on one side tight corridors, but also different levels, heights to make this board go up. I think it will be fun to play. We'll obviously make battle reports on it, so subscribe to the channel and give us a like to give us this boost. We really appreciate your support, guy.
Yes, and the last bit of information that we got about this new way of play is that because it is so narrow and cramped spaces, you won't be able to field monsters, vehicles and other big models. So these types of game will focus on infantry, smaller types of units.
Yes, and it's also advised to be 500 points, I believe, yes. So it will be smaller skirmishes. So something actually between Kill Team
and regular 40k, yes.
Also, fun bit, as far as I understand this, if you can't field a monster but you can field infantry, you will be able to field Abaddon, but you won't be able to field Gilman because he somehow is still a monster, which is huge nerf for him ever since. But yeah.
I think it connects really well with the lore that we saw, because this whole Arcs of Omen thing is Abaddon's master plan. Yes,
to take Gilman out of the picture.
Yes.
2 more things previewed quickly.
Yes.
The one was Invocatus.
Invocatus, yes.
Let's call him Lord Invictus. You know, the big raging red guy
Yes.
on the Juggernaut of Khorne.
But it's Invocatus.
He's really huge, you know, if you look at the fact that it's a Juggernaut, but it also has a full power armor Space Marine on top of it and still looks so huge and bulky. It's really great model. But that was all for the World Eaters, and I find it kind of disappointing. Yes. Because we already had leaked image. Obviously, Angron was shown, but on the image we know that there are Terminators coming. It's just kinda, again, maybe not completely missed opportunity, but it's underwhelming.
Yes.
They could shown us a little more, you know, maybe just one model, the way they preview Kasrkin back then. They showed one model and look, here are the new Terminators coming. Really nice model. Really shame that they didn't show us more.
Yes, but I think that they didn't show more because there is still some time before
and they will
the
probably
codex get released.
Get their own, maybe not their own, maybe they will show the rest of the Cadia and then the World Eaters sometime later this year. Hopefully this year.
Yes. Something around Christmas.
Yeah, that would be I think nice time. I also hope that the Cadia box comes this year. And Peter, do we have the date for the new kill team?
I don't think so.
Because I hope and I think that the rumors were supporting this. It will come this month, the end of this month, or maybe November. That will be cool because I really can't wait to get my hands on the Kasrkin, and obviously it tailors nicely with the new guard re-release update, because you know I totally need to field Astra Militarum again, and they will definitely be on the channel soon. I hope soon enough, and new rules are obviously super nice.
Yes. So the final sneak peek was a really small one. We only saw some artwork.
Yeah, they didn't even show any models. They show us basically the artwork, the silhouette.
Yes. And a text at the end of the video. Darkness made metal.
Yes, and if you go to the preview on the Warhammer community, they have some, you know...
A scrap code.
Yes.
This is how it's called.
Okay, a scrap code. Basically, for me, this looks like a Dark Mechanicum. Or something like this.
But I don't know. I don't think it will be like a whole codex. Maybe it will be connected with all these Arcs of Omen releases. But who knows?
Yes. Although a new faction of Dark Mechanicum was long asked by fans, so that would be really sweet. Okay, so that was all. It took Games Workshop only an hour.
And again, it was a big letdown that on 35th anniversary.
Yes, just as we did, we only talked about it for the first 1 minute of this video, and then we went straight to talk about things that are coming, that are in the future, maybe even tying to the 10th edition, not the history, which is actually kind of amazing history when you think about it. I really feel nostalgic about this time. We were playing from 5th edition, which basically is over the half now.
Yes.
Which is super cool. But yeah, I would love to have some things re-released or at least connected to the times when we weren't even able to play. It would be quite a nice thing to play, and I believe veteran players would enjoy it as well.
Yes, just a missed opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, the model that they released on the anniversary is super cool, but again, they showed him earlier because he already went for pre-orders today, so even him wasn't part of this preview. But anyway, guys, tell us, what do you think about this preview? Was it a letdown for you, or maybe you don't follow the rumors and it was all surprises for you? Because some things were actually quite nice. The Astra Militarum stuff was fantastic. The ordnance batteries, I was expecting heavy weapons squads with bigger guns, but it's more of an artillery pieces, so it's quite nice. The new sculpts for Cadia, absolutely fantastic. So are the Kasrkin, the Necrons got a nice update. Everything they shown was good quality. They just, the tone was a little, should be more thematic, I believe, and they obviously could show more, because when you follow the leaks,
yes, it was just too messy, and there was no big surprise.
Yes. I mean, there were surprises, there were things I wasn't expecting, but then again, I wasn't also hoping for them. It's like, okay, so there is a Chaos Lord on Juggernaut, it's super great, but maybe if you follow the Chaos lore as they mentioned, you knew who this guy is and you are actually excited, so let us know in the comments.
But on the other hand, they also showed the model that it was based on. So it was one piece that was connecting with Warhammer history.
Yeah, that one was kind of cute. Okay guys, so I hope you enjoyed this quick video, quick talk, and have a great day. And subscribe for some stuff that's coming together, because we are here hard at work. That's why this video is also messy like GW's preview, because we are hard at work with Wotan and with other stuff. So see you hopefully in the next one. Bye bye.
See ya.